I think about how much free time I would have if I didn't have this, but then I think about, well, what would I do with it? Everybody, I guess, has their thing. You know, they like dogs, or they like painting, or they like crocheting, whatever. And this is what I like to do. And it was kind of my one and only, and like a lot of people, they just thought it'd be cool to run a marathon. And so I ran one, and it was cold and windy and horrible, and I didn't train right and had no idea what I was doing.
A lot of people complete a race and look back and think, I will never do that again. That was painful, that was uncomfortable.
The run itself was brutal. Like, I thought it was going to be a one-of.
After trying so hard to qualify for Boston, I said, if I ever qualify for this sucker, I'm going to get a tattoo. Marathon des Sables, which is one of the toughest running races in the world, so I figured that was tattoo worthy as well.
When I complete 100K, I look back and I say, you know what, that's it. That is the last 100K I'm doing. And then to date, I've completed 10.
So I was awarded the Guinness record in 2007 for completing a marathon on every continent in around 30 days.
I'm a precious metals and currency trader for a major international bank. I've been doing that for about 20 years or so, which is roughly as long as I've been doing marathons and stuff too. Hey Steve, I'm just running a little late, won't be until about 7. I just thought I'd check in and see what's happening, anything going on in the overnight market. I'll be in about 20 minutes or so. Okay, I'll see you then. Bye. It was Olympic trials in 1988, and I took a year off trying to make the team, and unfortunately didn't make it, but that was the last swim I did for like 17 years, and which is ironically what led me to running, because I still wanted to do something, and I just didn't want to swim. So I found something I really sucked at, which was running.
I have a wife and 2 daughters, and I'm an electrical engineer. On January the 1st, 1996, I was at my parents' place, and my sisters were also there. And I overheard them make a New Year's resolution of running their first marathon that year. And at that time, I weighed 200 pounds. I was very out of shape, and I decided to join them. Since then, I've completed 87 marathon events, of which 21 are what they call an ultra marathon. Anything over 42.2 kilometers.
How do you train for something like that? The hard part is finding the time to train for any of these. Like, especially when you live in the real world and have a wife and kid and some jobs, and have to clean the pool and fix stuff around the house. And
so the way I train and I manage that commodity of time is I run first thing in the morning before work. So I'm paying myself that 1 hour running before I do anything else. And that gives me the ability to pay the 8 hours to work and then pay the evening to the family.
You know, running isn't my full-time job. It's not something that I do 5 or 6 hours a day. It's something that I do for about an hour a day, and then I do the bulk of my training on the weekends.
I always look at it as the race is the reward for all the training you've done.
2, 1.
Usually the first quarter is a lot of fun, the adrenaline is running through your body, you're happy about the event, you're happy about being where you are racing. So that's the first quarter, and it just, time flies by and the kilometers just tend to click along. Running 100 kilometers consecutively is not something that a lot of people are familiar with. So they usually will ask, over how many days? And when I say 1 day, and then the next question is, do you run, walk? Do you take a break in between? And my answer is, I keep running. Having a goal in mind is really important to keep you at your peak.
The record involved trying to run a marathon on every continent in the shortest amount of time. So when I started this in 2007, the record at that time was 99 days. So I registered for 12 marathons, and I did 9 marathons. And then I submitted 7 to Guinness, break the Guinness record for marathon running. I would have never even envisioned or dreamed anything like that.
I decided to do something totally different and do an ultra marathon, which was 243 kilometers across the Sahara Desert, and it's billed as the toughest foot race in the world. It's called Marathon des Sables, which is a marathon of the sands.
This is, you know, kind of the mecca, if you want to call it that, of ultra runners. It's one of those things that you have to do once.
How do you train for running across the Sahara Desert and it's 55 degrees Celsius? And, well, I don't know, you just do what you can do. The day before I left, I did my last long run. And it was one of those days in March when you get the freak snowstorm, and we got dumped on and got like a foot of snow. And then the next day I'm in the middle of the Sahara Desert and running through 55 degree heat.
It was like running in an oven, basically. The first 3 days you covered off about 30 kilometers to get acclimatized. Day 4 and 5, they gave you 2 days to cover off 50 miles or 80 kilometers. Day 6 with a full marathon. Day 7 finished off with just a half marathon.
The last quarter is the tough part. When everything is sore, you need to carry on. The finish line is not too far. That's what I keep thinking in the last quarter, is the finish line is not far.
Well, you know what the funny thing is? You go through all this hell and agony and then you get to the end and they give you your medal and you're done. And it was kind of anticlimactic, actually. It's almost a good analogy of life. Like, it was all about the adventure and all about the journey, and the little trinket at the end was nice, but it was more about the fun of doing the actual race. There's a lot of people that take this stuff way too seriously, and I take it very seriously, but the other side of the coin is to take it with a grain of salt and a beer and just have fun with it. If you were able to do a study, I would bet you get a disproportionate number of people in this that are positive, fun people. It's so great to have people of the same twisted mindset as I have, that enjoy training and laughing and working hard, playing hard, and all that. Everybody, I guess, has their thing. I always have to have something, the next thing, even if it's a little one or a big one or whatever, but I always need something to train for. I like to do this kind of stuff, and I hopefully will do it for a long time.